ready for a start in the, well, we're already gone from the start there in the Gixer Cup 150s, and I can tell you in terms of points, we've got the points for the two races, I say three because there's the qualifying point, which is 1 point. Tarbin Walker got that, but Thomas Newton leads the points so far in the New Zealand Superbike Championships, 45 points on bike 34. Then we're followed by 42, Tarbin Walker from Wanganui, 33, Clark Fountain, I think he's from Greymouth, 29 for Blake Ross, 22, yeah, Blake Ross is from up in the Pyra Thames area. Blake Ross, 29, that followed 22 points. Scotty Hawks on 19, shares 19 with Michael Wilson. They've had a 10th and a 9th, 9 points each. And then we go to Harry Parker from Timaru, 15 points, 14 points. Wanganui's Cameron Goldfish, 12 points. JP Sabret's on bike number 21 from Lower Hutt. My understanding is Matt Broff, 11, Oliver Dennison, Justin Mounder, Josh Hodgson, and Will Derby Hoffman all have points somewhere along that 8, 6, 4 and 1. So great tight racing here. There is also the Gixer Cup. We don't have points on that at the moment, but the Gixer Cup is a separate race series. It's included in this, but it includes the 3 rounds of the Suzuki Series, the Taupo, Manfield and Cemetery Circuit round, and the 4 rounds of the New Zealand Championship. But because this is a class limited from 14 to 21-year-olds, because the 16-year-old was the limit for Wanganui, the Suzuki who put up the Gixer Club says it's not fair on every those that miss out, so they're going to have to drop around somewhere along the line. So that could be a game changer. Look at those bikes coming out of the dipper. We're joined by Mick Ruapuna as well from Honda Cars in Manawatu, and also the team manager pretty much for Jacob Stroud on the Hallicraft MV Augusta and the Kramer. And yeah, this Gixer Cup racing tight coming onto the front straight.
Yeah, great stuff, Spider, and what a great championship Suzuki have put together here. Awesome. And Jesse Stroud, of course, Jacob's younger brother. Racing in that class at Taupo and Manfield, but had a little crash there on the My 390 and got knocked out. So anyway, he's taken we've kicked for touch and he'll be back in the North Island rounds. So yeah, great to see. But what a great class, and bringing all these young guys through, and Sloan overseeing them there. So just a great thing Suzuki have put together. And of course on the car side, Honda's happy to be supporting this, and with the medical car that Honda New Zealand have provided. And I think it was used unfortunately with that sidecar race, a quick response over there to those guys. And,
well, you've been to a few accidents this weekend just because you've got a medic in there, and when a bike goes down, you just get over there when the track is safe, and just to get the first medical assistance there if it is needed. Well,
exactly. And Mike, the St John's head man there, the paramedic, he's in the car with old Graham Scott, and Graham's the appointed driver for the Ruapuna round, and Johnny Small will be driving it down in Timaru and looking after things in Timaru next weekend. So
massive racing there as they come out of the Fulton Hogan corner and head towards the Christchurch Casino Carousel. There's 4 bikes, 4 matching bikes with 4 matching leathers. Part of this package is Alpine Star leathers. There's a few different colours. There's the white and black ones, there's the orange and white ones, and the odd black one out there. That is Tarbin Walker, who's painted his fairing at the front a dark red.
Big move there.
Yeah, he goes up into first place
by
a wheel, but gets it taken back off him.
Had a look, but got his nose smacked. Oh, Tarbin again round there. Oh, some hungry dogs in the dipper having a look there. And this is what this was designed for, this championship, a freight train of hungry dogs having a look at one another.
Oh, they are, and these kids are so young they don't have happy hours after race meeting. It's happy meals there, Mick.
It is, and they're all over it like a cheap suit and round the sweeper, and here they come. But this is great. What a great little championship Suzuki have put together.
I bet none of them ever worn a suit. They're that young, but never mind. They all wear good clothes, and there's a Gixer Cup T-shirt. Wow, a battle for 4 people out there for the money in the podium, the 3rd place. Let's look at how it's going there. Now, we did have a new lap record set this morning. Blake Ross on a 2:06. We're running around 2:07 mark. The fastest man on the track is Tarbin Walker, just 14 thousandths of a second slower than the lead bike, Thomas Newton. So it's Thomas Newton Tarbin Walker, Clark Fountain, Blake Ross on 25 and 4th spot. Got Hawks, Michael Wilson, Zach Fuller, Matt Proff, JP Sabretz, Joanne Peter, Sabretz and Cameron Goldfitch on 28. Round out the top 10. Harry Parker, Oliver Dennison from Whanganui, Will Derby Hoffman, Justin Mounder and Josh Hodson there. That's how it went through. And such tight racing there. We got 2 in the 7s. We got 4 in the 8. 3. Actually, we got 3 in the 8s. Then we go back to 2 more. Michael Wilson, Zach Fuller in the 7s. But the fastest man with a 107.384 is Tarbin Walker there in second place. Looking out there, they're still battling it out.
They are. And if you're battling with Tarbin, you can't take any prisoners because he won't take any at all. He's a hard... Oh, someone down there. Someone down on the right-hander there just after the hairpin.
Fulton Hoger, yeah.
And he's up. Oh, there's someone else in the grass. I don't know whether he had to stand up to avoid that fallen bike, but everyone's through and it looks like he's all okay. So yellow flag being waved there, obviously, but a tricky little corner there and easy to happen. So back to the lead, it looks like...
That is number 41. Number 41 that's down there, and that is...
that's Scott Hawks.
Scotty Hawks. The best thing is he stood up there, get out of the way there, and he's back in action. Didn't take anyone else out. So the lead bike's there. Tarbin Walker, the fastest man on the track. He's had some strong showings this season, but sometimes he's been back in about 5th or 6th place. So keen to take out the New Zealand Superbike Championships. The series for the Suzuki Series was a separate series for the first 2 rounds, and then the Cemetery Circuit was a separate race. Tarbin Walker right on the inside on the white line there.
Now, we ain't seen that line before, but it's a drag race down here. And talk about even, Tarbin Walker and Thomas Newton. And as they go across the line, Tarbin was in front by
9/100ths of a second.
So not a lot, and here they go through turn 1. Let's see what happens down here. Nice.
So look at those 3 bikes going through.
Yeah.
What did they do across the start-finish line? What was the split there? 14 thousandths of a second and 0.1 of a second there. 3 of them abreast there. I said breast. Back to what's on board here. Icon Corner, we're getting the giggles up here. These boys, yeah, they have oranges at half-time, I think, in their races. They're that young, but, mate, what a great way to get the youngsters into it. And we had Taylor Ralph here from Australia racing in the New Zealand Superbikes for a couple of years, or a year or 2 with IMD class. I noticed she, top of the line in Australia rider, went to Southeast Asia, invited to ride the 2 of them off the track. Yeah,
looks like Thomas. Is that Tarbin or Thomas? They both had a bit of a moment there. I wonder if there was a bit of oil down from that crash. But they're back on.
Yeah, Taylor Ralph went to Indonesia to race these Gixer Cups, and I think she placed about 4th or 5th, which is amazing because she's a lightweight. But all those Asian riders started at a younger age, but they're very much lighter than her. So it'd be great to see a couple of ladies out here, or young girls out here in this racing. So what's that changed at the front? Tarbin Walker's still out in the front there. And Zach Fuller's second there, and in 3rd place is that Thomas Newton. No, Thomas Newton rejoin.
Yeah.
Or very much the same colour here, so difficult for us in the commentary team. And the race has been shortened to 5 laps, so the white flag will come out. We've got 2 laps to go for the final race of the weekend. Unfortunately, the development Super Stock 150 class has been cancelled due to time constraints.
5 laps for a race.
Oh, they're going to 5. Oh, no, they're on the dummy grid.
So they're ready to go. The 150s will have a 5-lap sprint race. And as they go across, it's Tarbin Walker, Thomas Newton and Zach Fuller.
How close was that 2nd and 3rd split? 11 thousandths of a second, mate. This is why they brought the Gixer Cup out there, to do some training for the young fellas, as we see Harry Parker 24 going through right on the tail and slipstreaming, and so it's producing some great battles somewhere along the track.
And Tarbin's just got a nice little break there, comfortable little break. The boy from Whanganui, through pothole they go. Thomas Newton just hanging in there, and that's all. Who we got in 3rd there? Zach Fuller having a look down there. Will he get down underneath them into the hairpin?
Well, what happened when those 2 guys run off the track there? They slowed 2 seconds a lap, so that brought the 3rd place up to there. So that slowed them a little bit.
So Zach with a good drive out of there, and it looks like he's going to have a look. Oh, this is where the other guys went down earlier on. Very tricky little right-hander in here. You run it in on the brakes and easy to fold the front. but the Dunlop tyres just hanging in there. Looks like Tarbin's got this covered at this stage. Nice flowing line, not losing his drive. You don't want to be hitting the brakes too hard and wash off all your speed and all your momentum. So
that's the racecraft of the little wee bikes.
Tarbin's, he's covering that inside, isn't he? He's not. He's got a different line, our man from Wanganui. What's going on here? Oh, someone down, another dust pile, but that goes with the GSXR Cup. That's how we roll out there. Well, there's no mercy with these boys. There's no forgiveness.
Maybe that's an indication or a guide to maybe check that corner in case there's some sort of debris there, because we've seen five people have an incident there in this race, so maybe they just need to check that if anybody's listening. But let's get back onto the start-finish line. The checkered flag comes out, the New Zealand Grand Prix.
Tarbin
Walker's coming down. He's going to take it there. The New Zealand Grand Prix, 31, followed by 34 and 33. Thomas Newton and Zach Fuller. It's hard to see if they've slowed down after the finish line almost, but what great racing.
So that was it. Tarbin Walker, Thomas Newton, Zach Fuller, Blake Ross, Clark Fountain, Michael Wilson in 6th, JP Sabritz in 7th. Sorry, in 9th. Let's go back to 6th. Michael Wilson in 6th, Matt